I'm the scat man. Yo, do, do, do. Skimmy, dimmy, ding, yo, do, do, do. Yo, do, do, ba, 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 bee, ba, 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 do. Ba, 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 do. Wee, ba, 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 do.
Happy Friday. Welcome to NHL Puck Props presented by Bet99. Josh Inglis, Carlo Koliakovo. First-time listeners, we're going to run through the board. We're going to see how things go. Some leans, some plays. Probably another three-pack from myself. For you long-time guys over there in the chat, you just do what you keep doing and just live the world in the chat and let us know everything that you know, because sharing is caring. Happy Friday, pal. How are you?
I'm happy it's Friday. That's how I am. I'm doing all right. It's all good.
Okay. You know who's doing all right now? Underbetters.
No kidding, man.
Underbetters
I told you that yesterday. It's under hockey right now.
65%. I looked at 65%. You can check out these numbers. You go to the Covers homepage, go to NHL, and then there's a tab on the right that says trends. You can go see it filtered through last 7, last 30 season to date. 65% over the last 7 days since Sunday. Unders are 24 of 36 games. So I would assume that's somewhere around 66% if I can do that math. And last 30 days, 54% on the season, 50. So it's really crazy. Crushing. And you saw it last night in the early slate. The 7:00 games are the games that are under. The late games have been the games that are going over. I don't know if anybody scored in the first 10 minutes. Like, games are starting slow.
Yeah. Very slow. Very slow. And it's like, again, it's December 19th, right? These teams are looking at 4 days from now where they get a nice break and get a holiday. That's probably why you're seeing the type of intensity we're seeing in some of these games.
Do you think the congested schedule also has anything to do with?
Yeah.
Because the schedule is bananas. Like, if you look at it, no one's getting 2 days off.
Right. And so here's the other thing you're noticing. You know the old saying, you practice the way you play? Well, if you're not practicing, how are you playing? Right? So the reason why you're seeing the level of hockey is because guys don't carry the same intensity that they would, knowing that they would have to practice. Because practice is where you really, gear yourself up to get engaged for a game, especially if you're struggling or if you're in and out of the lineup. It's the intensity that you create in practice, right? With the compete level. If you're not practicing, you're kind of losing that, where it's like you're expecting that to show up in the games. And when you're just playing games, it's hard to keep yourself dialed into that same intensity.
Some takeaways from last night. Tristan Jarry injury is a little scary. Like, what do you think? What do you think Edmonton's thinking? I don't know. I didn't check back in the game. I don't think he checked back in, nor did I see a report on it, but that's kind of terrifying, no?
On which game? The Leaf game?
No, Tristan Jarry got injured.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's a tough one, especially when you look at it, and you wonder the extent of it. But the thing with Edmonton is that it almost feels like, you could see an energy in a group, right? Where that trade was made, and now you're seeing Edmonton play with a different type of energy. There's a different energy that is around that group. And yes, I know Jarry leaves, but Pickard comes in, he plays really well. I think because Edmonton made that trade and they've eliminated that cloud of goalie noise above them, it might not hurt them as much as people may think. Now, you're going to rely on Pickard. Who are you going to call up? Do you call up Connor Ingram earlier right now, who's in the minors, trying to make his way back to the NHL? Maybe. But I don't know. I watch Edmonton play, and they just look like a different team now since that trade.
McDavid has caught up to McKinnon in the Art Ross, the point race right now, which was pretty crazy because I think he had like a 7-point lead, and it's not like his play's fallen off a cliff. It's just how well McDavid has played. And I do love when the chat is already on the stuff that I'm on. I am on Burns today for an assist at plus 165, so he'll probably score. But the points there too, so love to see when you guys get going on the same things. Minnesota keeps winning 5-2. Same thing you said. Be careful about the over because Minnesota, but I think they scored Empty netter,
Right?
empty netter. That empty netter,
Right?
empty netter.
I
It was a
know, but that's
2-2
what I'm
game.
saying.
It was a 2-2 game. That
Did you see how much Quinn Hughes played in that game?
32 minutes, did you send me or something?
Yes. 30.
Amazing.
Him and Brock Faber played over 30 minutes in that game, and it was 6-2.
That's crazy.
It wasn't even like it was like a tightly contested game. It was a 6-2 game. I know you talked about the empty netters, but you'd think they give them a break near the end of the game.
Pittsburgh offense, as the chat already said, is booty cheeks 4-0. You suck. Thank you so much for the over on the help there. Montreal and Chicago, I've never seen so many goals get wiped off the board. It's kind of getting effing annoying in terms of those offsides. I don't know if you saw them all, but they're going to have to fix something, I think, at this point.
How do you fix it? It's
as soon as the other team gets possession, you can't go back for the offside.
Yeah, I guess you could throw that out there, but they're just going to say like it's black and white. Like it's
get rid of review.
You either have the review that you can challenge it or you don't, because if you start putting different parameters as to what can be challenged and what can't be, it's going to make everything more confusing.
So just get rid of it. We've overdone it anyway.
Well, you can't get rid of it because we live.
As we saw with football last night, backwards pass, whistle blown, like go.
You know, you need replay assist is what you need.
Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, no, we need things to slow down the game. Kings finally get a win. Tampa Bay probably should have had that one. Buffalo was down 2-1. They come storming back. Thank you very much.
Yesterday I said, why is Tampa minus 190?
I know you were on it yesterday. I'll give you that.
Right.
The Rangers squeak out a 2-1 win versus Binnington. Like things could have went bad. And then Dallas scores. The graph point was probably something I probably should have fired on immediately. But we look at that Leafs game, 4-0 versus Washington. You spend 4 hours this morning talking about it, listening to people call in, be insanely angry. We saw Berube. It's the same thing. He's lost the room. Would you agree with that?
No.
Okay. You only get so many shots, and it's just like, are guys even listening or no?
I mean, I guess we'll find out next game, right? We'll find out next game depending on how they come out and play, because when a coach comes out after a game and says, I don't know what the answer is, go ask them. You'll if they come out and they play again like they did yesterday, then I would be probably more confident saying that the coach has lost the room. But if they come out, remember, they started their road trip and they started to turn things around. It was a game in Washington that they lost up 2-0, and then they went to Pittsburgh and put up a 7 spot the next night.
Yeah.
Right. And where things started to turn around. I honestly, it's hard for me to pinpoint one single thing that's wrong with the Leafs. If I was to look at one thing, it's their power play. Like their power play sucks the life out of this team. Like you have 5 chances on the power play yesterday, and after 3 power plays, you only had 1 shot on net. Like, and this is the thing that people have to remember about a power play. Power play isn't just about scoring goals. It's about the momentum you build in those power plays that can carry over into the rest of the game. They didn't build any momentum off of any of those power plays if anything, the momentum got sucked out of those games. Because when you're on the bench watching your top players go on the power play and do nothing out there, what do you think the mood on the bench is? Right?
Pretty poopy.
It's pretty frustrating. It's like, I can't believe these guys are out there again doing the same crap. So I would start with the power. You're not making the playoffs with a 31 ranked power play. You're not. So, and think about the impact. If the last 5 years, this team has operated with a power play percentage between 25 and 30%. Okay. They're at 13%. So if they can get just 50% better and operate at 20%, you're league average. That's going to help you win more games. So you're getting better goaltending, you're getting better defense, now you can't score, and your power play sucks. Well, what do you expect? Blame the coach? Let's blame the coach.
We're pretty good at that.
Right?
We're pretty good at blaming the coach. I mean, that core's got a few people fired over the last 8 years or so. Now, The alarming thing that I just check, and yes, I mean, analytics are kind of boring. Like, let's go take a look at expected goals. I know how much that bores you. But looking at the 5-on-5 numbers on the stacked line of Nyes, Matthews, and Nylander that did, like, when I say nothing, I mean nothing. This is crazy, bro. They gave up 9 shot attempts in whatever their 8 minutes of 5-on-5. They generated 0 fucking shot attempts. Do you know how insane that is?
And that's why you're seeing the level of play. Nobody wants to shoot the puck. No one's playing with any confidence, because guess what? If you're playing with confidence, you would shoot the puck.
It's quite pathetic. At West Coast Hockey saying the loss of Marner, no one QB the power play. If you've watched the power play, the entries are absolutely garbage, and that's the one thing you miss with Marner. I think that's the one thing you miss the most with Marner is entry time. And I think
here's the thing. What are you missing with Marner in the power play? The guy played at the point and never shot the puck anyways.
No, I know that. I just mean on the entry to gain the zone.
Well, you've got Matthews and Nylander that are good with the puck. Why can't they supplement?
I know. They should be able to.
Again, it's just everyone wants to use the Marner excuse. I get the Marner excuse if he left them with nothing. They're still left with Matthews, Nylander, Nyes.
But they can't. None of them can do that reverse slingshot zone entry. They stink at it. Slingshot. And that's it. And then that little cheeky backhand pass when you get over the blue line to the guy right there. Like that worked well. Now they can. I think they rank in the bottom 3 in all of hockey in offensive zone time on power play, which doesn't surprise you when you rank 32nd, 31st in power play percentage. It's tough. I wonder if AK was just sitting there thinking about, I wish I could have worked today so I could have crapped on the Leafs this morning, but it's got to be tough on you to every day come in and just be like, okay, the boys are just dumping on the team again.
Yeah.
Damn bricks.
Yeah.
He's defeated, man.
Yeah. Well, what am I supposed to do?
No, but you're right. Like you've stuck up for them for a long time. You're like, let's see. And it's just like, yeah, maybe those guys are right.
But again, let's see. They're 4 points out of a playoff spot.
I know.
They're 5 points out of first place in their division. So
I know.
You can't.
And I think they have to, in the last 30 days, they sit 11th in point percentage. Like it's a 500 Eastern Conference, basically, minus 2 teams.
You're not always going to play your best. The concerning thing is that they've played one good 10-minute stretch in the last 2 games. That's the concerning stretch.
I don't think they played good. They didn't play good in the Tampa Bay game that I was at. I don't think. The San Jose game where they blew the lead, that wasn't 60 minutes of great hockey. And add in Edmonton, and it's probably...
I think this team in particular, and I don't know about any other teams in the league, but watching this team as much as I do, I think they got to find a way to practice more on off days. Because when they don't, it's almost like they're in too much of a relaxed mode. Too much.
I hear you. 5-game slate. Let's do it. Vancouver. Islanders. Whew. Vancouver team total under 2.5. Let's do it. Minus 110. Only minus 110. No Peterson. Vancouver 2-0. 2-0 since the trade. Even money winners versus the Rangers. Even money versus the Devils. But I think we're at that point. You know that coach bump where you win the first 2 games and then revert back to the team that you are? Yeah. I think we see Vancouver revert back to the team that they are, because this is a team with a top 6 that is currently running DeBrusque, Rossi, and Besser in a second line of Hoglander, Camp, and Garland. And now they have to face who I think is, outside of Logan Thompson, the next best goalie in hockey, Ilya Sorokin. 1.99 goals against, 929 save percentage over the last 30 days. The Islanders are 6-2 in December, and one of those losses was that third period collapse versus a bad Detroit team who somehow is in first place. I don't know. Over Vancouver, 1 over in their last 10 games as well. Do you think this is the point where we see Vancouver kind of like, yeah, trade was cool, awesome, like let's show them who we are? But you can't do that for 3 straight, 4 straight, 5 straight games, I would assume.
It's hard to keep that up. I mean, you can catch teams by surprise in 1 or 2 games. Hard to do that over a 5 or 6 game stretch. But I mean, you're right. This is similar to a coach bump. It's a trade bump, and they've had new players be injected into that room, and maybe that created a little bit of a spark for them. And maybe that, created a little bit of the teams that they're playing are underestimating them a little bit. You would think the way the Islanders are playing, they don't have the right to underestimate anybody because
They should handle this game, though.
Yeah, I think so.
The only thing that scares me is Thatcher Demko, who's playing well. But Islanders, minus 145 on the money line. You don't like that? Maybe take them in three-way, or I think the best way, as I put it up there, Vancouver team total under 2.5, minus 110. Big game, Carolina, Florida. I had a bet lined up, and I took it out like,
oh, boy.
I know. Oh, boy. You don't hear me say that too often. Florida is plus 105, home dog.
Why?
Right? Why? So what that is saying, so if it's like 20 points for a change. So if this game was on neutral, that price would imply Carolina is minus 145 favorite on neutral versus Florida. Okay. If this game was in Carolina, would you think Carolina deserves to be like a minus 165 home favorite versus Florida?
No.
Well, that's what the pricing is here. And Florida likely with Bob after I think Tarasov had the last game. Carolina were adding a 5-game win streak. Likely back to Bussi after Kochetkov beat the Preds on Wednesday. Verhaeghe, Bennett, Marchand, 44 points over the last 12 games. That line is plus 190 all to get a point. If you add the Florida money line, plus 300. I went wimpy, and the one that I took off was Florida money line with Marchand and Verhaeghe point. That was plus 220. And I probably thought that maybe it was 10 points too short, 15 points to make the card. Carolina is actually a better road team than they are a home team this year, which has been different from years past. They're 11-4-1, number 3-point percentage on the road. But right now, with the way it is this not at least a coin flip?
In my eyes, but I would actually slightly lean towards Florida just because how much better they're playing.
I know. I think Florida plus 105, but it feels really square and it feels like I'm going to get cracked, but I don't know. Is it wouldn't you're on Florida here, no? At this price?
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
how long ago did Bussi leave Florida or get waived or whatever he did? How long ago was that?
I have no idea. I have to check. So Carolina's won 5 in a row and 6 of their last 7. So they're pretty hot, but 3 of those wins came in shootout. And Florida, like I said, they won 3 in a row and 6 of their last 7 too. So they're feeling it right now.
Oh, it's just a summer.
Sorry?
It was just a summer. Jonathan Davis pointed out that it's just Is there anything behind that? Like playing money on the board, playing against a team?
Well, I mean, obviously for Bussi, I think if there's something in it for Bussi. I don't know if there's something in it for the team. It's like, hey, let's go win one for a goalie who never played a game for the Florida Panthers.
Okay, that's what I mean, right? So,
So
who never played a game for him?
He didn't.
No, I get it, but that's a good look, right? That's
all
right. I hear you. So I do lean Florida there, and depending how Dutch soccer goes this afternoon, I might be loading up on that game.
How was it today? Or how was it
yesterday? Yesterday wasn't bad. I know.
Yeah, nice.
I had to hedge out of a position, but actually won the hedge and middled. Well done. New Jersey, Utah. Here's this whole. I think I priced the whole underboard today. I think it's like 24-1 if you hit all the unders today. Some 5.5 and some 6.5 late. New Jersey, Utah minus 135 over under sitting at 5.5. New Jersey coming off that 2-1 shootout win versus Vegas with Jake Allen absolutely standing on his head. I think it was a top 5 performance goaltending in terms of expected goals saved on the entire season. New Jersey out. Nemec, Meyer, Gritsik, Hughes, Dadonov. It's still an extensive list. Utah, first game back from a 3-game road trip that was Pittsburgh, Boston, Detroit. They went 2-1 straight up. Do teams go out in Vegas in that spot, shootout win, 1 day off? Or is it?
Depends on what their travel schedule is. If they leave after the game, then no. But if they stay in Vegas overnight and then
Can,
travel
can the coach
yesterday,
be like birds flying out tomorrow, like with
oh
a win?
yeah, oh yeah,
Ooh,
yeah, for sure.
maybe that's a New Jersey. Maybe New Jersey was out and about. It's probably not a bad time to go. Big shootout win, Jake Allen. All right.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's nothing I like in this. The Lawson Krause that we got at plus 400 earlier in the week is plus 325. Paterka, Keller, Schmaltz plus 185. You're like, eh. Brad Heischer Meyer, that's plus 220. There is a new sneaky one with Bet99 putting up a Connor Brown point, which isn't too filthy.
Ooh,
I
Connor
kind of
Brown
look. It's like
has hit the market, eh?
he's hit the market. He's played 19 minutes because of all the injuries. He's got 2 goals, 3 assists in his last 5 games. He's like plus 155 for a point. The Palat, Brown, Krause, Hayton double stack plus 1750, but I just don't know if there's going to be enough goals. New Jersey team total under 2.5 plus 105 was something I did look at. Let's go to altitude here. Winnipeg at Colorado. Colorado minus 240 versus the reigning MVP. We're going Brent Burns assist here at plus 165. Winnipeg with an embarrassing offensive performance coming out the other day, shutout versus Joel Hofer. Team is sitting currently between Chicago and St. Louis in the standings, 5 points behind the Sharks for 8th place. Colorado, number 1 offense in hockey, number 1 goals against at 2.21. They've lost just twice in regulation through 33 games. Jared Bednar tied for Joel Quenneville for the Jack Adams betting favorite. Colorado projects for 136 points, Carlo. What team since 2020 has had close to that number?
Since 2020?
Yeah, recently. Yeah, I was actually really surprised. I didn't know they put up that many points.
Was it Tampa Bay?
No.
Boston?
Yeah.
I was right. The Boston, the year that they got beat up by the Panthers.
22-23.
Yeah.
Was that the Allmark Swayman year?
Yep. Yeah, that was the year they lost out to the Panthers in the first round in 7 games, up 3-1 in the series.
That's incredible. Like, Colorado has 2 regulation losses through 33 games. They're on the same pace to finish with the same amount of points that Boston season has.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, but the Colorado line is absolutely, I don't know, top line in Winnipeg, just 185 in a matchup that's going to be tough. Val, Nelson, Landeskog, second line in Colorado, just plus 200. Hellebuck has 3 straight starts since Saturday. Going into altitude, he's playing well, 939, but like his 4 games, that travel and that congested schedule may be a little much for a goalie who was supposed to come back in the beginning of January.
It might be. Yeah. I mean, I know they're in desperation mode, but you also got to be in protection mode with him too, no? Where you can't just overwork him once he comes back.
I know. So I don't know but I was surprised that he played last game. I thought they maybe give him the St. Louis game off because that was a winnable game. And then he goes in Colorado, but I guess they're letting it run. Last game I had Landeskog and Burns stack cashed. You're going to have to get creative with today's slate. There's nothing that's really standing out. Maybe like the Brown point that stands out that's there, but it's a funky slate. That's for sure. Last game, Dallas, Anaheim, maybe the more exciting game. It's a coin flip, but I'm going Dallas on the money line. I think that back-to-back's priced in a little too much. And when I love to go money lines, I like to get goalies, but you're like, Josh, that's Casey DeSmith. You putting your money with Casey DeSmith? Yes, Uncle Carlo. Casey DeSmith is the number 1 statistical goalie and goals saved above expected with at least 10 starts in all of hockey.
Wow. That's
number 1. Number 1 goalie. Casey DeSmith is the number 1 goal saved above expected goalie per 60. Not a downgrade at all. Last 10 games, last 8 games, 6-0-2, 161 goals against, 944 save percentage. That's since November 9th. Now, Anaheim is coming back from a 5-game East Coast trip, returning from Columbus. They played the Jackets, the Rangers, the Devils, the Islanders, and the Penguins. They went 2-3 straight up with 1 regulation win. Anaheim did win 7-5 game versus Dallas earlier in November, but that was Ottinger in net. Dostal, 882 save percentage over his 3 games versus Dallas. I don't think you downgrade Dallas this much on the back-to-back.
Really?
No. I think teams are just so used to playing back-to-back games. You know what I mean? Like you're playing 3 games in 4 nights consistently. I think we're putting too much value into those now because every team is playing a condensed schedule.
Yeah, everyone's doing it for sure.
Everyone's doing it.
Everyone. Well, this is the first game Anaheim back off of the road trip, so
you don't think the east to west is as big to the west to east?
I don't, but I mean, it could still play a factor. I mean, look, Dallas is one of the better teams in the league. You're getting them at good value, and especially with DeSmith and all the stats that you mentioned with him. But this one's a close one. Not sure how I feel about it. I'll trust you.
Islanders, money line, do like that. Florida, money line, do like that. Probably lean on Utah, money line there. Colorado, money line, throw that in. And then the Dallas, money line to make it a Friday 5 money line. Greasy stack there if you're looking for something. I'll be doing my Santa 12 days of Christmas play.
Again?
Oh, 12 days. Oh, yeah.
Even though you lost, or are you just going to roll it over every time?
I wasn't going to be a rollover thing. It was just originally supposed to be like 12 days of Christmas and just go. Right. But I was on a heater. So I'm like, I was just at the craps table, just letting her fly. But last night, obviously, an awful loss with the Rams, who were a 99% favorite to win after that stupid Sam Darnold interception with 9 minutes left. And you're up 16 points and you go up 15 points and you have the choice between kicking a field goal to go up 16 points, so the extra point to go up 16 points, or you go for the 2-point conversion to go up 17 points and make it a 3-score game. That was a dumb decision by Sean McVay in that offense last night, not to try to go up 17 because they still have to make a 2-point conversion anyway. Dumb. That's what made me angry. But I think what we're doing, I'm doing a little shutout special. I got to find a good play on words. I don't have anything cool yet, but I'll ask ChatGPT. Islanders shutout 10-1 versus Vancouver.
I like it.
And Vancouver scores in the first 5 minutes.
I like it. The worst is like I've been on these a couple of times in the past where it's like
the worst is when they're up 3-0 late and they score the 3-1 goal.
Yeah, like I remember last year it was. I was against Nashville. Nashville had been shut out like 3 games in a row. I was on the first 2. And in the third game, they were playing Ottawa. And with 1 minute left, the 4th line in Nashville scored a goal. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
That's frustrating.
Yeah.
And as always, if I do throw out a shutout bet like that, always go price the all under point prop.
There you go.
Because you can sometimes get a better price.
There you go.
Friday. Thank God. Thank God.
Thank God.
Thank God. Next week, super busy too, if you're wondering, by the way, sports-wise.
What's the plan for us next week? We're not on Wednesday.
No, Thursday, we're not on. Enjoyed not being on.
At all? I don't think there's anything. There's nothing on the 26th either, is there?
No, it just runs right in there. The 3 days that everything's off. Thursday, Friday, done. So what do you expect coming out of this break? Like maybe a trip back up to Overtown?
Yeah, probably. Because everybody will get a break and everybody will be excited to be back. And nobody will be dialed in to play defense. And you wonder what shape the goaltenders are in.
All right. You guys just pump the brakes on those wild overs right now because it's under season, as we mentioned off the top. But I'll post all the plays here. Appreciate everybody. Friday in the books. 3 plays there. Plus, watch out for my boosted stack. I have no idea what I'm doing for today's boosted stack. I don't even know what game to attack. I think it's got to be the late game, but I hate doing it with the late game because it's Friday. Whatever. We'll probably do the Anaheim game, but we'll see. Josh Inglis, Carlo Koliakovo, NHL Puck Props presented by Bet99. Appreciate you guys. Lead us out, pal.
Have a great weekend, folks. Have a Merry Christmas. Thanks for being with us up until this point, and we look forward to rejoining with you after the Christmas break. Happy holidays.
The Scam Man. Yo, do, do, do. Scam